Alright guys, time for episode 3. I hope by now you've got more of an idea around the backing for everything that we're doing. I know it makes it super easy to keep on track when you guys know what you're doing, but you also know why you're doing it, okay? So now that you guys kind of understand what a calorie deficit is, what a calorie surplus looks like, what maintenance looks like, what your macros and micros do, I think you'll have more of an appreciation when we start to get them in place. Today's episode is all about how to get that structure set for you, right? So we're going to talk today about, where do we start? Where do we set our calories? How do we even know? Like, how do we understand or even pick a point to begin from? We're also going to talk about, what those calories and what your macronutrient split should look like to make up those calories. And then we're going to talk about a couple of resources that we've got that you've probably used before and how to implement this system into those little applications to make your life 10 times easier, all right? So let's start with the starting point, no pun intended, but appreciated, okay? So with that starting point for our calories, what we're trying to understand is how much we should be bringing in a day. If you guys are right now, like you should be if you're a member of the gym, you'll already be exercising. You'll already be doing as much as you can, I'm guessing. We're not going to focus on controlling the output, okay? We're not going to try and calculate it within reason. We're not going to, say we do 10,000 steps today and 12,000 tomorrow. If it's a small difference like that, we're not going to be too fussed. We're just trying to understand roughly what our total output is kind of over a week and then set our deficit up at a manageable level, at a sustainable level. Now, it's really super important to realize that it can be very enticing to work our asses off to really get our output up high and set our intake super low. Most people can survive this and endure this if they're mentally strong for weeks. It's enticing, right? Because we see that there's so much more of a calorie deficit, right? There's so much more room each day. And rather than using this much body fat a day, we're going to be using this much to make up the gaps. Now you've got to understand, the first thing you've got to realize is that your body is smarter than you are. Okay, it is a system that is so super complex and has fail-safes in place to keep you alive. So the body's main priority, like I just mentioned, is to keep you alive, is to help you survive. If it senses, once you don't, it doesn't really sense, it sees. So if it knows that you're not getting enough calories in a day on a long-term basis, you imagine using this much body fat a day for the rest of your life, if you were able to stay there long-term. You would use up all your body fat. Once your body fat percentage got low enough, you would start to synthesize muscle tissue, anything that you could to make up that energy debt. It is a debt and it needs to be paid like any other debt. It never just disappears, all right? Your body is a fucking tough creditor, all right? Now, with our output and our intake, if we set them too drastically apart, our body will make changes to prevent that from happening. It does not want you to die, obviously. So, for us, actually, sorry, I'm going to keep that down there. What will happen is your body will make changes. So it will either try and stimulate you to bring your intake up. So you will get drastically hungrier and hungrier and hungrier and feel worse and worse so that you're stimulated to eat more up to your calories that are required to get you out of that severe deficit. Or over time, our output will drop. The amount of energy that we're burning will be decreased through certain hormonal changes in the body, shutting off non-priority functions so that we don't burn as much energy. It's like an iPhone, right? An iPhone has a battery saving mode. You put it on, your battery becomes yellow and it conserves less energy. Now across the day you can use it for a longer period of time. However, the functions that are not key shut down. So your emails don't refresh automatically. Okay, you have to go in and do it yourself. Other things, other processes, simulations don't work as well or as efficiently. And so your iPhone as a whole burns less energy. It lasts longer, but it burns less energy. So for us, right, your body will make changes to try and bring your output down. The less we eat, the less we burn. The more we eat, the more energy that we will burn in a day. It's about eating as much as possible to get to your goals, not as little as possible. Now that doesn't mean we're overeating. We're not going to go down to the Sizzler salad bar every day and get those potato skins and that hella good cheese toast, all right? We are going to make sure that we set it at a sustainable level. That's what we're aiming for. So calorie deficits that are this big will work in the short term, but physiologically you will rebound, or mentally you will break and you will rebound and binge hardcore to make it up. So for us, that's not going to work. That would be silly. Let's not do that. That's why all your crap like Isagenix and OptiFast and OptiSlim doesn't work long term. It just doesn't, because they drop your calories super low. That's why the Biggest Loser doesn't work. You name it. Anybody that tells you to drop calories super low with super high output is not thinking of sustainability long term. It's not really care about your results. So let's have a look at how to set it up. So for us, as a visual representation, let's say we want a calorie deficit of this right here. So intake is just slightly less than our output. If you can stick to that 6 out of 7 days a week, there's 6 blocks of progress. You're going to take massive steps forward still. On your 7th day, we normally relax. We have a bit more of a social day, maybe a cheat meal, if you will, whatever it's called. But I just like to think of it as a mentally relaxed day. Okay, it's not good to feel like you need a cheat meal, because what you need will control you. But for us, if we know we're going 6 out of 7 days, on the 7th we rest, just like Jesus said we should, right? We can make sure that we continue that progress. Now on that 7th day, go your hardest. It's unlikely that you will undo all of the effort that you've made for the week if your calorie deficit has been set up right. Keeping in mind, of course, nobody goes out of the way to ruin all of their progress. So for us, okay, we need to look at a sustainable calorie deficit. Where do we start? Where do we even find those numbers? Like, is it 1,200 calories like all of the fitness gurus say it is? Is it 1,600 like maybe some of the meal providers that come shipped to your door say it should be? Like, there's so many people and they've all got different suggestions. First of all, have they ever met you and do they know you? How do they know that number's right for everyone? How do they know it's right for me, who is a fitness trainer, a fitness instructor, personal trainer? How do they know my lifestyle? How do they know everything that I'm doing? How do they know how much I'm training? So already you guys can start to see there's a lot of variables to this, which is why it's not so black and white. We need to make sure that we set it up at a sustainable level. We've got to take into account all the factors. That's why FitPro is a super good system, right? Because it takes into account, now FitPro, just in case you're wondering, first meal planning system you guys get access to. It's the one we use through the challenges. It's the one that will help you set up your meal plan, okay? We use FitPro because it will allow us to put all of our lifestyle factors in. So it will allow us to talk with and look at how much we're going to be training, what our current body fat percentage is and what we want it to be over what period of time, how physical our lifestyle is, and a few other factors that are super, super important. If you set up FitPro, it will actually give you the numbers. You don't have to use the meal planning system to do that. I know that everyone's got lifestyle factors that it doesn't make it super easy to follow however many meals are just set up to those numbers. So that's kind of the step that we're going to teach you. But if you use FitPro, it's a good place to start for the numbers. So FitPro, I'll try and chuck it up on the screen right now. But FitPro will give you a full breakdown on your calories, on your training days and your rest days. It will give you a breakdown how much protein, how much carbohydrate, and how much fat is recommended for the goals that you have in mind. There are other strategies we can use, of course, with macros, and that will be more of the advanced content you guys will get to see later once you're ready for it, but that gives us a good starting point, right? That gives us a really, really good starting point. The other way you can do is you can take what it uses as a suggestion from MyFitnessPal, because it starts to bring in some of those suggestions in terms of lifestyle factors and how much you're training. It doesn't, however, take into account your current body fat percentage, which is super important. So for us, let's start by using FitPro, set it up. I'll put the link in this video or under this video, wherever, so that you can go through the first few steps to set up FitPro as well, just to get those numbers. You can even go the step further and just let it plan all those numbers for you. That's what it does and does really well. But we're looking at how to customize it a little bit more, how to be a bit smarter than that. Okay, this is kind of the next level up from. Now, what we're going to do once we've got these numbers, and let's say as an example, it brings us to 2,500 calories on our training days. And it gives us a breakdown of 40% protein, 30%, or let's say, 30% carbohydrates, and 30% fat. This is a pretty typical split for most people looking for a weight loss deficit. So for us, 40% of our 2,500 calories are going to come from protein, so that's 1,000 calories. 30% is going to come from carbohydrates, which is 750 calories, and 30% are going to come from fats, another 750 calories. So for us, it's just about how we fill those numbers next. So there are literally, we can fill those numbers and get to those macros in any combination, in any thousands of ways. What I would do is jump into an app like MyFitnessPal, go into your settings and change them to these numbers that we've got from FitPro, from that really accurate suggestion. That will then allow you to pop anything that you eat in for a day and understand how close we are, how far away we are from these numbers. Then it's really just a system of getting closer and closer and closer and starting to set up plans ourselves that work around our lifestyle factors we know work, okay? So really what we're trying to do is find a starting point for those numbers. Now the biggest thing that this is all predicated on, this won't work if you're inconsistent, all right? We need consistency from you guys to work this system. So you need to be nailing 6 out of 7 days a week, every week with your nutrition. You need to be getting this 6 out of 7 days. Or at least for your first week, you know, we need to be tracking everything. That's going to be my next little video. It's your actual first exercise, but you know, I'm going to give you the exact steps to do that. We need consistency. This program, this system is all about collecting data, looking at the results and adapting. If we fail to collect data, we can't do the other parts, okay? So you guys have got to realize, if you want to work this system, if you want massive results, we have to collect data, okay? Awesome, I hope guys that has given you an idea, a better understanding on how to pick your numbers as a starting point. We're going to give you more of an idea of when to change them, how to change them, when you need to change them a little more down the track in the next episodes, okay? Once you have passed your first test. So next video is all about your actual first test for this system. See you there.